I think that Barack Obama may himself be surprised by the election result that he has achieved. I think most people felt this was going to be a closer election and a longer election. Where he has done well has been in confounding the polling. The polling, which appeared to really tighten in the last couple of days, doesn't appear to have been borne out at all in the election result. Fundamentally, he made sure that he battened down the hatches. He got those key Democratic states to come out in good enough numbers to secure victory there. And he managed to move on and make sure that those key swing states that we've heard so much about, Ohio, Florida, Pennsylvania, heavily, came out strongly in his favor, so that there was no doubt whatsoever that those key swing states were firmly in the Obama camp and denied Mitt Romney any chance whatsoever of carrying a sweep from the East Coast through the West Coast, which could have propelled him to the presidency, instead of which it's caused the re-election of Barack Obama. I think there were a series of key events in the campaign which could have taken it either way. Clearly, a lot of people are focused upon the first debate, in which the president himself has noted that he really wasn't on top game. Quite why that is, we may never know. We may find out when some memoirs come out. However, at the moment, that was clearly a determining factor in making a lot of people feel that Mitt Romney had a better chance than it ultimately proved to be the case. The president was certainly on a better game in the second and third debate, but I still don't think that he was necessarily as good as he could have been, and it allowed Mitt Romney back in the game. And Romney had done okay in those debates. Not great, but not badly. I think the key determining factor occurred after the debates, and I'm referring to the president's dealings with the Sandy storm which hit the eastern seaboard. And in that moment, he rose to the challenge. He was seen to be presidential. The light of the media around the world, and domestically importantly, was focused entirely upon the President of the United States. And he was seen to be acting presidential, bringing together the various structures of the federal government to aid America in a time of crisis. You contrast this with the fact that Mitt Romney had called for the abolition of FEMA, the very organization which was needed to deal with that federal emergency. And the fact that Mitt Romney disappeared from TV screens for 24, 36 hours, during which campaigning was officially suspended, but of course Barack Obama was still out there making sure that people realized it was he who was directing traffic effectively and doing very well out of it. Didn't hurt that he was seen to be having a very cordial relationship with the governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie, someone who had been the first choice by all accounts for the Republican Party vice president. A lot of people in the Republican Party aren't happy about this, but Christie's effective endorsement of the president, coupled with the endorsement of Mayor Bloomberg in New York City, I think made a lot of people stand up again and take a second look at Barack Obama, and made them feel, well, if these Republicans can endorse him, that's really going to help independent voters come on side. Those who might have been tempted to go over to the Republican side of things, perhaps in that instant thought, well, you know, the president is being presidential. He's being endorsed by Mayor Bloomberg, by Chris Christie, both of whom are respected by independent voters as well as Republicans. And I think this has had a massive impact upon the decision of ultimately just enough Americans to re-elect the President of the United States.